Hello everyone, it's me Uncle John. Today I am going to read S6 6035 Buster Baxter Cat Saver, Chapter 1. What about chocolate chicken crunch? I don't think so, said Arthur. He and Buster was standing at the counter inside the ice cream shop. Arthur never had trouble choosing a flavor because he always ordered the same thing, chocolate. Buster, however, was much braver about trying something new. Well, I am going to try it, said Buster. I like chocolate, I like chicken, and I like crunchy things. So how bad can it be? Arthur shook his head. I don't know, he said. I'm just wondering what makes the crunch. Buster just shrugged. The brain's mother, who worked in the store, handed him his cone. An excellent choice, she said. You're on the cutting edge, Buster. You're pushing the envelope. You're boldly going where? Buster took a lick. Not bad if you like that, said the brain's mother. You might wanna try another one I'm experimenting with. I call it peppermint pasta. Sounds good. Buster took a spoonful and sucked down some spaghetti like strands. I like it, but it's still missing something. Any suggestion? Buster suddenly smiled. I know. Meatball. I'll keep that in mind. I have one more if you're interested. I'm calling it Rocky Trout. A fish ice cream, said Arthur, high in niacin and 2012 essential vitamin, the brain's mother explained. When it comes to nutrition, you can't get more efficient than this. What's in it? Asked Arthur. Chocolate ice cream, almonds, the breaded fish sticks. Arthur made a face. Breaded fish sticks? He repeated. Buster, however, was curious. He took a big bite and rolled it around in his mouth. Don't worry, Buster, said Arthur. He took a big bite and rolled it around in his mouth. Don't worry, Buster, said Arthur. The hospital is close by. An ambulance can be here in no time if you need it. Buster laughed. It is great, he said, giving the brain's mother a big thumbs up. You are brave to try so many new flavors, she told him. Buster beamed. You really think so? Absolutely. And having a stainless steel stomach doesn't hurt, Arthur added. As they walked home, Buster offered Arthur a lick. You really should try some, he said. The fish sticks are cooked just right. Arthur's face turned a little green. I'm glad to hear it, but I'm saving room for dinner. Buster paused. Do you really think I'm brave? He asked. Arthur shrugged. I don't know. Well, thanks a lot. Buster, I didn't mean it like that. I don't even know if I'm brave. You must be, said Buster. DW is your sister, and you're still alive after all this time. True, said Arthur, but I could be lucky too. Being brave is different. You have to do the right thing in a dangerous or scary situation. You can't really predict what you'll do at a time like that until it actually happens. Can I tell you a secret, Arthur? Of course. Buster took a deep breath. I wasn't brave. When I was little, I always heard strange noises under my bed at night, and I got nervous just thinking about climbing a tree. But those things don't bother you anymore, right? Buster sighed. I guess not. But to be safe, he added, I take a quick look under my bed every night. Chapter 2. Buster was almost home when he came upon a woman prancing around the base of a huge tree. Why are you dancing? Buster asked, taking another lick of his cone. I am not dancing, said the woman. I'm upset. It's my kitty. He's stuck in the tree. Buster looked up. There in the top branches, a small kitten was trembling. Don't fall, Alfonso, said the woman. She looked at Buster. Can you help him? Buster frowned. There were no low branches he could climb. Besides, Alphonse was up pretty high. Buster took another lick of his cone. He wished there was more ice cream left. It would help him think. A passing breeze drifted by him. He swirled around the ice cream, carrying the fish smell up into the tree. This is terrible, just terrible, said the woman as she threw her hands into the air. I need help, but I'm afraid to leave. What will happen to my kitty if I do go? She squeezed her hands together. Something must be done. Don't worry, said Buster. Such a little cat must still have all of its 9 lives. So he will probably be all right. Anyway, cats have too much sense to look out, cried the woman. The kitten had gotten a good whiff of Buster's rocky trout, wanted to try it as soon as possible. Quicky's way was straight down, and so the kitten leapt off the branch and fell through the air toward the Buster. Alphonse, screeched the woman. Before Buster could think of anything to do or say, the kitten landed in his arms. There, it immediately began eating the ends of the fish sticks out of Buster's cone. Hey, cried Buster, that is my ice cream you're eating. The kitten didn't seem to care. Buster might have said more, but the prancing woman was now shaking his hand. Thank you, thank you, thank you, she cried. You saved Alphonse. Buster didn't know what to say. Well, don't be modest. It was very brave of you to jump in like that. The boys might not have done so. Wasn't really. Buster blinked. Did you say brave? Of course, the woman picked up Alphonse, who had finished off the last of the fish sticks. You're a hero. In fact, it's just the kind of news we need to see more of in the newspaper. Buster was just slowly turning red. You're kidding, right? I certainly am not, young man. What's your name, Buster? Buster Baxter? Buster Baxter? She repeated. What a fine name for a hero. Come with me. Where are we going? We're marching down to the newspaper this minute. Your deed shouldn't go unmarked. My mother works at the newspaper, said Buster. Then she will soon be very proud of you. And when I get done, the rest of the world will be proud of you too. Chapter 3. When Arthur got home, D.W. was dancing around a boombox on the den floor. A song was playing loudly. Crazy bus, riding on the crazy bus. D.W. said, Arthur, can I ask you a question? Not now, Arthur. Can't you see? I'm busy. Busy? How can you say that? You have played this song, he said, as he moved over to a blackboard covered in hash marks and added up the groups of 5 375 times since Monday. The W smiled. I know, probably a new world record, don't you think? Driving up, driving down, in the country, back in town. Wacky, goony, goofy, spoony, high as a plane, baloney. Baloney? Said Arthur. What kind of word is that? The W ignored him and kept singing along. Crazy buzz, come with us. Dopey doofy, screwy, bluey. Gooey, chewy, fooey, dewy. Absolutely buzz a Louie. Crazy, crazy, crazy buzz, crazy buzz, crazy. The song ended. Finally, it's over. Now you can answer my question. DW, folded arms. You have 30 seconds while the tape is rewinding. Fine, said Arthur. I just wanted to know. Do you think I'm brave? Brave? You? Come on. What's the real question? That's it, honest. DW started to laugh, and once she started, she couldn't stop. She clutched her sides helplessly and rolled onto the floor. You, ha ha ha, brave? Oh, that's a good one. No, a great one. Brave, Arthur, ha ha ha. A simple no would have been enough, said Arthur, stomping out of the room. Out on the porch, Arthur sat down with Pell. You think I'm brave, don't you, boy? Pell wagged his tail. Good dog. In fact, Arthur went on, I'm probably about the bravest person you know, right, Pell? Pell moaned and lay down at Arthur's feet. You're right, said Arthur. I should have quit while I'm ahead. They sat there quickly for a while. Newspaper boy rode by and threw the evening paper up the walk. Arthur walked over to get it. I'll read the funniest to you, boy. The pal barked. Arthur opened the paper and looked at the headline. The boy hero catches cat. That's Buster, he shouted. Look, pal. It's Buster, pal barked. This is amazing. He's on the front page and everything. Arthur jumped up and went into the garage. Buster is a hero, he told his father, who was loading trays of cookies into his van. If you say so. He is, Arthur insisted, continuing into the house. Buster is a hero, he announced to his mother, who was hunched over the computer. That's nice, dear. Arthur even poked his head into the den, but DW was still dancing. Buster is a hero, he shouted over the lyrics. Don't get me started again, said DW, holding her sides. I'm all laughed out, but it's true. See for yourself, he showed DW the front page. Well, she said, surprise for once. Imagine that. Chapter 4. At school the next morning, all the kids were gathered around Baxter. It was no big deal, really, said Buster. I was just in the right place at the right time. You're too modest, Buster, said Muffy. True. The brain insisted. You showed great presence of mind. You really had to think on your feet. Buster blushed. What's the matter? Asked Francine. Cat, got your tongue? Everyone laughed. The crowd suddenly parted as Binky pushed in from the back. So you had a big hero, huh? He said, towering over Buster. Everyone shifted uncomfortably. Well, said Buster, that's what people are saying. Well, that's what I heard, so I was wondering, yes. Buster squeaked. Binky took a deep breath. Can I have your autograph? He held out a piece of paper. Later at a special school assembly, the principal, Mr. Haney, stood at the podium. It's not often that we get the chance to honor one of our own students at Lakewood Elementary, but today we have that pleasure. Let's give a big round of applause to a special hero, Buster Baxter. As the students cheer, Buster shyly stepped up to the microphone. Testing, testing. Is this thing on? Any words of wisdom for your classmates? Mr. Haney asked. Buster paused. I was just doing my best, he said. Everyone cheered again. On the way home with Arthur, Buster couldn't stop talking. You don't believe what a day I've had. Everyone's been so nice to me. Susan offered to give me batting lessons, and Muffy actually gave me a cream puff at lunch. The kid with the rainbow sprinkles. Buster nodded. Arthur looked impressed, while Muffy never shares those with anyone. As they continued walking, Arthur noticed people stopping to point at Buster. It's him, the cat saver, the kid hero. Amazing, said Arthur. Everybody knows you. You think so? Buster waved to the passing crowd. They waved back. Hey, you're right. At the ice cream shop, there was a special on a flavor named after Buster. See that? Said Buster. Just for me. There was also a sign, Buster eats here in the window. It's like a dream. But even better. Why is it better? Because it's real. The dream continued the next day when a reporter and a photographer showed up at school. They are doing a follow-up story. Buster explained to Arthur. He turned to the photographer. Get a picture of me with my classmates. During recess, the reporter stood with the tape recorder as Buster told the story again. Arthur, Francine, and Binky were listening. Then the helicopter lowered me toward the kitty. I had to leap with precision and timing, risking my very life. I'm getting a little tired of the story, said Francine. Not me. It's different every time. This is the first I've heard of the helicopter. Arthur had noticed that too. Story was changing, becoming bigger and grander with each retelling. Arthur was glad. Buster was enjoying his big moment in the sun, but he couldn't help feeling that clouds were gathering on the horizon. You don't look very happy, Arthur, said Mr. Reed, turning on the oven. Arthur looked up from the kitchen table, which he was setting for dinner. Now I realize, his father continued, that setting the table is probably not your favorite activity, but I think something else is bothering you. How can you tell? Well, for one thing, you put all the forks upside down. Arthur stared at the table. He had done just that. It's Buster, he said, turning the forks around. Our local hero is certainly getting a lot of attention. I don't mind that, said Arthur. I'm happy for him, but all the attention has changed, Buster. He's different. Are you the only one who's noticed? Arthur shook his head. Oh no, the whole class has noticed. In fact, everyone is mad at him because he's acting like such a big shot. Mr. Reed took a chicken out of the refrigerator. What has he done exactly? Well, when we went to the movie theater yesterday, there was a long line. I figured we would go to the end as usual. Not Buster. He pulled me past everyone the way to the front. I told him we couldn't just cut like that. He just laughed and pulled out his picture from the newspaper. I am Buster Baxter, he told everyone. The Buster Baxter. Then what happened? Asked Mr. Reed. The kids in line grumbled a little, although nobody actually complained out loud. But then the usher gave Buster a big salute and waved him through. I told you so, Buster said to me. I mentioned that everyone was mad because we had cut in line. He just shrugged. I'm a hero, Arthur. Heroes always get cuts. Mr. Reed lightly coated the chicken in olive oil, sprinkled on some garlic salt, and placed it in the oven. What else have you noticed? He told the brain to start doing his homework for him. Mr. Reed laughed. What did the brain say to that? He asked Buster why, and Buster explained that he was going to be very busy in patrolling the neighborhood and looking out for the cats in trouble. Mr. Reed sighed. I once had a friend who did almost the same thing. He put out a fire that had been accidentally started in the woods. The fireman made a big deal about it and let him ride around on the truck and use the siren. He was getting plenty of compliments too. Pretty soon he started thinking it was too hard to handle. What happened in the end? A bunch of kids ambushed him with pails of water that finally cooled him off. But it was also embarrassing. I was always sorry that I hadn't spoken to him sooner. It might have made a difference, and I was his friend after all. Arthur looked at the floor. Do you think I should talk to Buster? You have to decide that for yourself, but I will say one thing. Being someone's friend isn't always easy. Arthur nodded. That's for sure. The end.